Are you struggling with parts shortages right now? I know, right? Who isn't? So if there's any positive thing that could come out of this scenario, it's this. One positive thing that I am beginning to see is that because of the part shortages, it is forcing some shops to get more efficient in their appraisal process, right? Stick around for a few minutes, and I'm going to share some best practices with you today that I really think are going to help you. Guys, I'm Dave Luehr. Thanks for joining me today during this episode of the Elite Body Shop Solutions Body Shop Management Tip of the Week. So this whole parts shortage thing, look, I get it. It really sucks. But if you think about it, challenges like this have always forced improvements in our business practices, right? You got to admit it. So I'm seeing some shops here in the US that are creating far better systems that, quite frankly, have been around in other countries like the UK or even in some regions of Canada for a long, long time. Okay, a couple examples. Accepting only complete parts orders from the vendors, requiring all of the parts to be on hand and correct prior to entering the vehicle into the repair process, right? Into the production system. Now, these are things that, in my opinion, we should have always been doing anyway. So this parts shortage thing is kind of forcing our hand a little bit. Spending the time to write a proper appraisal is another good example prior to ordering the parts and scheduling the repair jobs in. That's another thing that we should be doing all along anyway. This is somewhat new to many of you, my friends, that are watching this from the US. Now, in the UK, shops and insurers have been relying on a very detailed damage analysis process that's called VDA, right? Vehicle Damage Assessment. And they've been doing this, guys, for like well over 10 years, I believe, maybe longer. So VDA, much like what some shops are now here in North America calling advanced repair planning, and some of them are calling it enhanced appraisals. To me, this seems like common sense, especially during a worldwide supply chain issue like we're facing now. So let me give you some practical context here. What a shop really needs to do is this. So first of all, determine if a repair job is a good candidate for an advanced repair plan, right? So in other words, is this thing a train wreck, right? Or is it something that we could bring in advance and write a proper appraisal on it? And some shops are using a tool like Body Shop Booster to get images of a vehicle before they even schedule it in for an appraisal. Okay, so the second thing, ask yourself, can this vehicle be examined, right? And including some minor disassembly, and then safely be put back together or put back on the road until the parts arrive. So it's important that you ask yourself that, because safety is obviously very important. So maybe you could use Frank Turlip's ADAS Copilot, for example, to determine before you even write the appraisal, what kind of ADAS the vehicle is going to be equipped with, and how could it affect your ability to perform a proper appraisal that may include some minor disassembly up front. All right. Third, schedule the appraisals. Schedule them, right? Don't have people drop by whenever they feel like for a lousy 15-minute estimate. All this is doing is wasting their time, and it's wasting yours, right? To write a proper appraisal, I think you know by now, it takes time, doesn't it? So number 4, prepare the OEM repair procedures even before the car shows up for the appraisal. That's right. Once you know at least the basic extent of the damage, go ahead and look up the repair procedures in advance before the person even gets there. That's going to allow you to write a good appraisal once it does arrive. So then, once you have all the correct parts sourced and verified, right, go ahead and then schedule the repairs. So listen, when challenges arise in our business, in our industry, we got to make changes to adapt. And quite honestly, it's good for us. I know it sucks, but what sucks is often good for us in terms of advancing and improving our business. So always look for the positives during challenging times like these. Guys, I hope this tip on advanced repair planning is helpful to you, right? Hey, isn't this a cool shop behind me? This is Dalton Collision out in Knoxville, Tennessee. Jerry Dalton is a good friend of mine and also a member of our elite mastermind groups. He's got a great looking shop. If you guys, if one of you watching has a shop and you'd like to be featured on one of our tips of the week, just send us a picture of your shop, inside the shop, outside, you and your team. Send it over to info@elitebodyshopsolutions.com, and maybe you'll see your shop featured on one of our weekly tips. Guys, thanks for joining me today. Again, I'm Dave Luehr, and this has been Elite Body Shop Management Tip of the Week. Be sure to check out all the hours and hours of recorded content over on our Dave Luehr's Elite Body Shop Solutions YouTube channel. Guys, great having you here today, and we will see you next week. Thank you.